not quite sure if you remember from my previous video when I was when we were talking about our whole solar system, if you notice these two things on top of our batteries. So we discovered a leak, and it was pouring down from there. So Craig has to go onto the roof and fix it. Craig's going back on the roof to do the last coat. How many coats have you done? Two. This is the third coat. Beautiful day here in South Africa. Up on the roof. Lovely view from the roof. With Craig also put a membrane on, so underneath these now 3 coats there is a membrane. Ooh, I'm going to. So this is what Craig has been using to paint the roof. It is a rubberized waterproof coating, and can you hear? Right at the top of the tree there, we've got 2 barbets having a very big conversation. Okay, not quite sure if you can see them. There we are, their red heads. In the meantime, Craig is carrying on with the roof. Are you rubberizing around the chimney as well?
Yeah.
Is that also leaking?
No.
Look how nicely all our spades and ladders are on our garage wall, so organized. I have a big pair of secateurs, and I am off to cut the hedge. And so I will cut my hedges. Look at these beautiful, beautiful hedges. They have grown. This is Plumbago, and I just love it. The bees love it. It's indigenous. Oh my goodness, an airplane's flying past. It's indigenous. I don't really like cutting it when it's in flower like this. It's just so beautiful. But if I don't cut it, it starts falling out of its little box. So it needs to be trimmed. So let me get on with it. So this hedge is done. Actually, I think I'm going to have to just trim a little bit off the bottom again. I have tried to leave some flowers. These plumbagos stick to you though so much, and I couldn't quite reach the top over there. I have to go around the other side. But definitely looks much neater compared to that, although I just do love the flowers. I really do. They are just so beautiful. But it definitely does need to be trimmed. It does give us a lot more flowers, it makes the hedge thicker, and it doesn't fall over. Okay, I'm done. I actually really struggled to get to the top. I'm going to have to ask Craig or our gardener to just please cut the tops of the hedges so they're in line with the wall. Got that one done a little bit, but not the others. So it looks good. That bush, we planted them all at different times, as you can obviously see. These were similar times. This one was a bit later, and then those ones were a lot later. It's going to look so nice when they've all filled these gaps of the wall, and it's just going to look so beautiful. I thought I would give you a quick update on our grow house and our straw flowers, and what else did we plant in there? Snapdragon. So I must admit, my theory was that if it's in a grow house, it's more protected, it's warm, it's going to grow faster. And I don't think it has. Compared to the big seed trays that we originally planted our first batch in, I think these are not growing very fast at all. Most of my straw flowers haven't come out. I'm not quite sure why. I do think I planted, oh, it's very windy here today. Sorry about the noise in the camera. I think I did plant the seeds too deep, because they said you actually just put the seeds on top and you put a very thin layer of soil on. I put a hole in and put the seed in. So always follow the instructions. They are there for a reason. But let's have a look. So these are all the snapdragons. Remember, they were a very fine seed, so you couldn't really spread them out. So they are doing very well. As you can see, not much growing in there. Maybe one thing there. Those are our straw flowers, the ones that are empty. Here, I've got one beautiful straw flower growing out. So I'm quite excited about that one. And another one's come out there. And the rest, and one there. And I think one back there. And then there's one or two popping out, but the rest are really not popping out. I'm hoping that it's just going to take a bit of time. The instructions said 5 to 20 days. It's been much longer than that. But I'm very glad about this one. I mean, this is looking fantastic. These, we're going to give them a little bit longer to grow until they're bigger and stronger. And then after that, we're going to have to separate them. Yeah, because you can't have them all growing on top of each other like that. So that's our grow house. I'm actually going to close this because it's very windy today. We have left it open and we have left it closed, and actually I'm not quite sure which is better. I think that closed, because that's the whole point of it, to keep the, oh goodness, no, this is very difficult to undo this with one hand. I do think closed, because then at least it's completely protected from the elements and it's a nice sheltered environment. But I do worry, I think it does get too hot when it's closed. Anyway, so we'll leave them to grow. So it's been a very short video. It was a week of doing many other things. Our roof, thank heavens, is now properly sealed. It actually, how we discovered it is that the battery stopped working. The whole solar sort of was giving issues and stopped working. So we did a bit of investigation. And we discovered it was the battery, and the battery had to get sent away to be replaced, as the water had got in there. Hence the reason why there are wooden things on top of the battery. We're not taking your chance. Craig really has put membrane and done 3 coats of the rubberized sealant, so we're hoping that that's going to be enough. We haven't had rain since, so not quite sure, but I'm sure it will be fine. But yes, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Please consider subscribing to our channel if you haven't yet, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.